Woo! All right. Don't touch Netlogon. No, we're going to just be putting the finishing touches on Winutil today. Do want to make a YouTube video. I think we're going to try something new. I'll probably actually do it during the live stream, and we'll just roll right into the YouTube video, and then I'll just chop it up afterwards for the main channel. Mainly to get feedback from chat, because I want to make wiki for the actual toolbox. Finish cleaning up some of this stuff, maybe look at some issues. I haven't done anything with the test branch or made a test branch, mainly because I want to just see if there's anything that came in after our merged main on Tuesday, which was 2 days ago. So that's kind of the thought process behind everything I got going on, and getting that main video out on the YouTube channel. I know I probably should be making more videos over there, but so far it's just more of, I want to, I don't know, focus on a lot of improvements in the software side of things instead of just cranking out videos. I don't know, I just enjoy making stuff better. To me, making this software better is more enjoyment, and I think it helps more people than any YouTube video I can make. Sorry, I'm starting a little late today. I wish I had a good excuse for that, but no, just been playing some Age of Empires 4. Still doing that. I have a problem. I know. One day I'll stream it once I just absolutely not complete trash. But so far, nobody wants to watch me figure out that game just yet. Maybe this weekend I'll do my first stream, so it'd be great. Hey, Ashlyn. Thanks for gifting the tier 1, man. Hi from Italy. All right. Hello. We do have something. Let's work through a couple PRs. We're just going to jump right into the Winutil. Login manager. Yeah, setting it to manual interferes with domain join systems needing to time sync. It also messes with group policy, I want to say, as well. If Netlogon is actually originally automatic on non-domain systems, then ignore the commit. We can find a way to pull AD status or something before running. Honestly, on this, I kind of want to move this to automatic altogether. I might just request changes. We'll just say, might just move this to auto, just because on non-domain joined systems, I believe Netlogon is a dependency. Oh geez, my spelling. Oh, dependency of group policy. Little did you know. Kind of important. Yeah, Netlogon, that is actually. The 24-hour thing is strange to me. I don't like it. Yeah, military time's kind of where it's at, isn't it? Ballman, thanks for the prime. All right, so we got that. We might change that for him. Let's see what other ones we have. Oh, nope, just clicked right on the same thing. Wingit requests. Doesn't speak English. That's okay. I would love to see Spotify. There's a problem. If you run it as admin, you can't do a Wingit install of Spotify. That's why it's not there. Internet Download Manager I removed, mainly because of Java problems. AT Launcher, Qt Bit Warrant. Jeez. Let's see. Wingit request. What's he committing? He made a file in a PR? That's not how. You put this as an issue, not a PR? Come on. Why are you making a pull request like this? That's just silly. I'm working on solutions for these, but this should go into issues, not a PR. Gosh. All right. So BS pull request there. What do we got? Verbiage, utility, feature adjustments. Ooh, yeah. Okay, yep, he read. Let's see what does he want to do here. New shell. What's new shell? New program. Hey. pipelines to control any OS, everything, powerful plugins. Ooh, cool. All right, yeah, we'll put that in there. Like it. Sandbox. You know, I think someone has mentioned that for the sandbox feature. Although, what's he doing here? We got new shell, Windows Sandbox, and he's just adding a disposable client VM into containers for a feature, Windows feature actually. Okay, it's called Windows Sandbox. I've never actually used that feature. Couple verbiage and fixing some stuff for micro in there. Just some of the knowledge. Yeah. For the okay, yep. Looks good. Yeah, that looks good. I will approve that, submit it. Before pushing this, probably I don't want to really put this on the main branch. Let's just make a test branch real fast, because I really haven't seen too many issues. Let's look at our issues real fast. This oh, you gotta love the name of this. The name of this issue is great. This crap just broke my computer. Now I need to reinstall Windows 11. Let's see. Clear and concise. He didn't even fill out the issue. I'm literally any details would be helpful. I mean, I'm sorry. You gotta laugh at those. That's a pretty funny one. All right, moving on. Micro win issue. We have debloating, launch, start process. Works normally. Index choosing one, Windows Home. Mounting images. Specified image is invalid. Unable to unmount image. Clean up. Invoke micro win. All right, 1 second. Let's make sure this invoke works. Invoke micro win should be right in here. WPF micro win. Yeah. Oh, you know what, Dark Sky? Let's test that out today. The ISO. I have not done much on that. Oh, I got it, Monk. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll change that for that commit. That looked like a good commit too. Parameter is incorrect. Okay, let's just make that. We'll look into that issue. It could be something different, possibly a different version of Windows that has an issue. We'll take a peek. Using VirtualBox. Let's see what we have. This is probably the 23H. I swear that 23H2 bug is going to be the death of me. It's going to force me to just use Chocolatey instead of Wingit for a lot of it, just because, ugh. I almost feel like just reinstalling. Maybe if I could install it, find a Wingit version and see if the versioning is different from what I'm doing, and then match up the version and then force a reinstall if the version mismatches. Because there's a dependency or something that's missing in 23H2. Microsoft should fix this, but I don't know. Spelling correction. My Wingit is not working. Same shit. It's probably 23H2, I bet you. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be Wingit issue as well. The Wingit, geez, Windows just really dropped the ball on this last release. Sad. Someone just commented about it? Okay. Yeah, we definitely can do that, Ashlyn, on the auto install. We're using both Chocolatey and Wingit. Wingit has some nice features compared to Chocolatey, and Chocolatey has some packages that I like compared to Wingit. Same with Scoop. Honestly, I think I have all three on this system, but both have their pros and cons. That's why I kind of like both. And we are setting, I want to eventually set it up to where if Wingit fails to install something, it'll just automatically fail over to Chocolatey and install Chocolatey. The Chocolatey package, if it exists, which most do. So I want to get to that point. Okay. First order of business, let's do our test branch. Let's view all branches. We're going to just create a new one. This one's going to be, what was the last one? Test? I think we just do test 2023 1130 would be probably the syntax I use. All right. And if we look, let's just, yeah, look at our last commits. Yeah, I always do test year, month, day. Except right there. Ignore that. All right. Verbiage and usage things. Monk did this one. We know this is good. Let's just edit our branch. We'll push it to our test. Change space. We're going to approve. All right. Squash and merge that bad boy. Great. Don't touch Netlogon. Instead of waiting for this guy to do it, let's just... Oh. All right. Never mind. Lava was on top of it. Dang. That was quick. I was like, let's just change it to automatic and do it. That will work. Let's change this. Put it in our test. Perfection. All right, PRs are done. We'll look at doing that. Let's look at our microwin issue. Invoking the microwin using a Windows Home ISO. I think that was having an issue. Let's just do that. While we wait, we can start looking at the documentation as well, just to kind of help folks out. Because sometimes I know if something is not real intuitive, we'd like it to be as intuitive as possible. Win11 22H2. We need to download. Let's just download the latest ISO. I don't want to be using an old ISO. I love the fact they actually give Windows users the ability to download an ISO now. It was so silly that they wanted you to use their silly product. The software download tool or some BS. Man, that was some junk, wasn't it? 23H2. All right, great. You notice the size of the ISO is really creeped up now. This used to be about a 4 gig ISO and 22H2, and now it's a 6.2. They added over 2 gigs of stuff. 6.2. Let's verify. That's fishy. Just saw that. Let's pull. That's why I keep all the old ISOs when I'm like, wait, what do they do? What you doing now, Microsoft? Something sus. Okay, it's 5.4 and now it's 6.2. They added 800, almost a gig. Damn. It's a lot. It's more than an Arch install. Just in one patch. Thanks, Ryan. Hope you're having a fantastic day as well. All right. 23H2 is done. Let's start making that ISO. Just to see, this is what everyone else would be doing. So we'll go to microwin, select our ISO. We're just going to hit up downloads. Should be faster anyways, instead of having to pull from the network. Windows 10 started with 1507, and I want to say 1507, I want to say that was about 4. It's hard to say because all the way through 1703, I was doing really large debloats of Windows. Because 1703 was like the last true good version of Windows 10 for me, where they started really changing things with like the Metro UI. The Windows Store really started getting heavily integrated. Certain processes could no longer be removed. They became dependencies of the core operating system. So after the creators update, I think it was 1703 in, I want to say this circa 2016, 2017. So, oh geez, dang, it's almost like 6 years ago now. 6 or 7 years ago. That is, yeah, that was my last really good Windows 10 where it was very minimal, down to like Windows 7 processes. After 1703 or even 1709 was not bad. It was 1803 was like beginning of the end of the huge amount of bloat going into Windows that was just very, very tricky to deal with. And it's been tricky ever since. I think we got the Kdenlive Live bug. I want to say we patched that on the last stream. What do you think of the new Windows 23H2? Well, considering that Win gets broken out of the box and they've bloated up the install by another gig, not a fan, to say the least. But yeah. All right, we're just going to go default and let's start the process. Make sure everything, that should be about what this guy's doing with the GitHub issue. I don't want to be the typical developer that goes, works for me. We'll see if we can't replicate the problem. What's MicroWin? It is like, think of it as an ISO creator. It takes the default ISO we download from Microsoft, modifies it like NT Lite does, but it does it with just a couple little basic features. You can inject drivers, you can keep and remove Defender, Edge, and then all like the provisioned and AppX packages. There's just so much stuff that comes into it, and it also makes some adjustments with telemetry and other things. Although it might get a little too egregious with telemetry, we need to take a look at that, because I know like the Xbox accessory service depends on some dependencies. Same with Edge. Edge's WebView 2 is a dependency of a lot of different pieces of software, games, you know, like Visual Studio needs WebView. We still need to address that. Are any upcoming features you want to add in Windows Util? I can work on it and submit a PR. Live underflow. Yeah, I got a lot of features. I appreciate it, man. Sorry, I'm not the best at reading. Reading chat is always not my specialty, so don't take it personally when I don't read a question. Sometimes I space. Let's see. Probably the best way, and I also want to kind of expand this in GitHub as well. It always feels like I'm just playing catch up, so I never really get into the actual development side of things. Under projects, let's see. Yeah, pretty much anything on the projects page is kind of what I'm looking at here, live underflow. There's a lot. There's just a lot of little things to do, like get WMI object being depreciated and get CIM instance kind of taking its place, ensuring undo tweak values. I've pretty much gone through that. Kind of. There's still a couple things where I'm like, like today we had a Netlogon issue or PR come through that I thought was a good one, which should have been addressed with the undo tweaks, because that was set to manual, but really it should have been set to automatic. All right, tweak, disable fast boot. Can't reinstall Edge. I think we already addressed that well, maybe not. The Edge stuff, I really need to, that's going to be probably my next top priority. Let's put that towards the top. And, oh man, there's just so much to do. So much to do. I need to go through my program additions too and see if there's anything else to do. And I actually have a different GitHub repo for disabling Razor. We should probably put that in the thing as well, to where we could just click one command and it'll just run and do my little tweak to disable Razor product installs. For those that don't want to use like Razor snaps and all the malware that Razor products like to install. Still removing apps over here. Let's look at that GitHub wiki. I kind of want to start doing that as well. Start piecing out parts of the thing to where a newbie could jump in and go read about each individual feature. It also helped map out a video, because all we have right now is like this, which is fine, but we really, there's a lot of things I'd like to add on to it, because there's a lot more that goes into the back end, so people can understand. Both advanced and beginning users could get a little bit better understanding of what each option does. So then they're like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that, or I do want to do that, where it does a little more than like removing telemetry. Okay, but what does that entail? And that's where we can kind of break it out. I think a wiki would be the way to go. Let's see. Can we do a wiki? Let's see. Set up GitHub wiki. I think you just do something in the main directory, and then it go ahead and creates it. Let's see. There's wiki. I mean, I could put it on christitus.com. Man, yeah, you remember that? The first utility? It was all CLI based. I didn't even give any options when I first released it to everybody and said, hey, here's just all my tweaks I do for a Windows install. And then immediately everybody was like, well, I want to change stuff. And I was like, okay, just change the PS1 file. And they're like, say what? Can't I just like get a button or something? And I was like, well, I guess I can make a prompt. And then after the prompt, it turned to a button. And then after that, it turned into Windows Forms. And man, it's wild. It's only been 3 years. It's only been 3 years since we created the first edition. Look how far it's come in just 3 years. That's why I'm like, a lot of like Linux, Linux folks are like all like open source things. And the thing I love most about this project is it removes the Linux aspect of it and just says, hey, Windows guys, open source is still pretty awesome in Windows too. Like, don't discount it. Don't think it's just like those weird neckbeards over in the Linux realm. Open source in Windows is still pretty freaking awesome. Look at what this project has done just in a matter of a couple years. Nuts. I still don't know how to create a wiki in GitHub though. Let's see. The best is to switch though. I won't disagree with you. I think both, Monk, right? We want tooltips, but we want wiki for like more in-depth explanations. The wiki will be good for that type of beginner type deal, but also expanding on that. I'm just thinking of how I want to do the wiki starting off. Most people are scared of GitHub. That's the one thing I don't like about it being on GitHub. Maybe we put it on christitus.com. We just do a nested page using the existing markdown tools. It would be pretty easy. A simple and concise one page for wiki. I mean, we kind of have that as the Readme, Monk, right? It's not bad as a Readme, but I kind of want a more in-depth explanation and stuff. It's not actually on Google Chromium there, Keel. Most people know I'm a Google shill. For better or worse. I mean, every YouTuber is, really. There's just people that make believe, and then there's those that understand the score. I'm using Thorium, which does have a Google login. And I am logged into Google because, well, I use Google products, such as YouTube and those types of things. I mean, there's other ways to get around that. But obviously, as someone that gets a paycheck from Google, that doesn't work for me. I actually have to use my Google account and manage everything through a Google account. Although I do separate my passwords. You should never keep your passwords on your browser. That's just awful. And I do try to separate as much out as possible. Thorium does remove some of the Google telemetry, but obviously not everything because it still uses Google sign-in. But I think it's a good in-between. So there's the full-blown on Google Chromium, and then there's the obviously Google Chrome, which is like loaded down. Thorium, I think, strikes a really good balance with having all the features of a fully loaded Chrome with less of the Google-esque stuff, if that's a word. Nah, it's not a word. I just made it up. Well, the website's actually a GitHub wiki. I think we do that. I think we just say Windows utility. I think that's the best way to go about this. Oh, by the way, what happened here? I wasn't paying attention. We got no errors. It doesn't look like anything went wrong here. Let's launch into our workstation. Yeah, the GitHub mirror for the website's just christitustech.com/website off of GitHub. That's the main one. Let's just trash that, actually. All right. Let's just pull up a new virtual machine. Let's see. Oh wait, no, we need the micro win. Micro win. Let's try that. All right. Micro win home test. Generate our UEFI. Sure. Alrighty. Hola, CJ. ¿Cómo estás? Oops. I wasn't fast enough. We'll just restart. No. I took like 2 years of Spanish like 20 years ago. So my Espanol's not very good. You can pretty much just order beer and ask where the bathroom is. And that's about it. And the library as well. Biblioteca. And I can curse. You know, that's another thing as well. If you ever work in the service industry, you know how to curse in Spanish. At least here in Texas. Yeah, you really don't need anything else. That's right. You just learn that in every language. You're fine. You're covered. Matt, thanks for the prime. All right, let's see how our install goes here. The micro Win install. How clean will it be? Yeah, I don't know, Brutal. I guess we're about to find out how micro it is. I mean, it's still like a 5.7 gig ISO. I mean, it's debloated by about a half a gig from the stock. I don't know why the Windows ISOs have bloated up that much, but I blame Microsoft. Yeah, I don't like beer much anymore either. Dos cervezas, por favor. Is there any major benefit to go to Windows 11? Absolutely not. Only downsides. Unless you really like the aesthetic. So I still recommend people staying on Windows 10 until probably 2025. That's what I do for, like, if it was a business client of mine, I would do that. Yeah, WSLG. Yeah, that's Windows 11 only. Well, actually, the latest versions on Windows 10, Ashland, I want to say since 22H2, I think you can still use WSLG. Or maybe it's 23H2. I don't know. I haven't really tried it. I've really only tried in Windows 11 because that's what most people are on these days. Even though for when anytime people ask me, I'm still saying I probably should just stick with Windows 10 right now. Now this should also fix our sign-in issues with Windows 10 or Windows 11 startup. I want to do local account, and I hopefully don't have any shenanigans. I want to say MicroWin also fixes the setup shenanigans that you get with stock ISOs. Is Coco getting used for anything other than installing Winget currently? Not really, Monk. That's probably one of the biggest things I need to look at is a way to... It would be kind of cool to even like maybe a radial box that would say, hey, do this using Winget or do this using Chocolatey. I think that would be kind of a cool little option, although that's more advanced. I don't know a good way of doing it just yet. Or maybe we just do it in the background. When Winget fails to install something, we just automatically use Chocolatey. There's a lot of thought that goes into that, but right now we're just kind of setting a lot of the framework for Chocolatey so we can use it, because I just don't trust Microsoft in their ability to, one, keep Winget up to date without using the Microsoft Store, and two, their ability to keep it functional in 100%. I just don't know how committed they are to Winget, especially with their push to the Microsoft Store. So I still worry about that, and hence why you see so much Chocolatey code in my project. Even though I don't really use Chocolatey, I like it being there just in case they do something really stupid. It'd be super easy for me just to flip the switch and say, you know what, instead of installing the packages with Winget, I'm going to just do it with Chocolatey, and all the Chocolatey packages are pretty much already there. So then people can just be like, oh, okay. To the end user that doesn't even look at the console when they're using my utility, they wouldn't know at all. They wouldn't know I was using Winget or Chocolatey. And that's why you see so much code there, is me just trying to stay a step or two ahead of Microsoft before they screw something up. But there's also Scoop as well, which I do like Scoop. Chocolatey has the most packages, I want to say, though, out of all of the package managers. but some of them, some of their packages get stale, where I think WinGet actually has a pretty good job of scrubbing a lot of old packages. Still thinking about our documentation too. Let me see. Someone's probably already done like a really curated list of awesome readmes. I mean, it's okay. I just kind of want something on the right. Yeah, see, it just gets too long because there's so much to put in there. Oh, by the way, Zoxide is amazing. That's such a good project. Smarter CD. Love it. That's cool, but again, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh my gosh, I never even played the first Subnautica. Yeah, the auto switching. Yeah, and that's kind of how we wanted to set it up, Monk, was trying to, one, make everything modular, but also make it expandable. So when we do need to shift in the project, we can easily do that without much problem. And I think there's been some development. I remember someone was trying to work on something for Chocolatey, and I just, yeah, we never got it all the way across the plate. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. It's all about just the baby steps. Every month making a little progress. This month has made a ton of progress on it, though. All right, well, I've seen enough of that. I don't think we need Readme. Let's see, Snowplow. See, they have a wiki. Oh, see, hey. It seems every time I click on like the GitHub wikis, they move it to their own documentation website. Do we want to do that? We could just set up our own. What about like a Hugo theme, Hugo wiki? I think we make our own documentation for this. That'd be kind of cool. Hugo wiki theme. Ooh, that looks pretty. Gitbook. Okay, well, that's a paid product. Oh. What is that, though? It looks like a Slack style. Huh. Anybody ever tried Gitbook? Start for free. Pricing what then? Oh. Wait. It says for individual developers. We don't need it for a team, so maybe it's just free. Oh, it's kind of like a Discord-esque type feel, but nah, I don't like it. I kind of want something that isn't like an application. Yeah, it's free forever, so I think it's fine as long as it's individual, which that's what we are. ViewPress, I don't know. See, everybody's recommending something else, like don't use Hugo documentation. Okay, it's a documentation template. This looks like a terrible documentation template. Okay, yeah, that sucks. All right, let's go GitHub. Let's just go Hugo themes. And I think what we're gonna want to do is something simple, right? I don't want a bunch of flare and flash. I like just something functional that works. That's just gonna do the job. Something like this book. Hugo documentation theme, as simple as a plain book. See, I think that's good. You got your theme up here. Let's look at the demo. This should flip to the next. Yeah. So it just headers, table of contents, short codes, quick little search up here. I think that's good. I think that's what we do for this, and that way I can document everything. I won't be limited by any kind of constraint, and we could just code out the entire documentation that way. Hugo's a static site generator, so I'm just trying to think about how I want to, like, those that want to go in depth with Winutility, I want to document a lot of it. There'll be like a beginner type documentation, but for the advanced users that go, hey, I want to know what this function does when it invokes micro win. What are those telemetry changes? And then we can actually dive in and explain parts of the code. And the good thing about that too is I forget sometimes what code does. You know, I'll accept a PR, And I'll know most of it at that time, and then a year will pass, and I'll have to come back to that code, and I'll be like, oh, what was this again? And having it documented in a big Git kind of like this, I think would be good. All right, I like it. Let's just download this. We're just gonna create a whole new thing just for it. Releases no longer updated. Version 9 should be fine. All right. So we're gonna call this Winutil website, I guess. I mean, we could just do one giant markdown page too, but that seems a little excessive. So there's just so much that goes into the utility now. I would regret it, because then editing it might be a big mistake. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just show a whole new one, whole new repo. Let's create a new repo. We're gonna call this Winutil Wiki, and get ignore. No ignore. We can now. We're not gonna initialize. Well, let's initialize with a Readme license. If anyone wants to steal this, MIT's fine. I really don't care. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really need a license. It's just a web page. It's fine. And where did I go? Oh, actually, I think I'm doing this all backwards, but it's okay. It's been a while since I created a Hugo site. I'm just trying to think where I'm gonna go with this. Let's close out of this. All right, Hugo new. What was the syntax for? I thought it was just site. New site. All right. So this is what we have. Skeleton outline. Let's just open up our themes. And we're just going to go downloads. Perfection. All right. Example site. Content assets. I don't see anything else, so most things should be either in the YAML or TOML files. I don't know if you'll need both, though. Let's just come back to the main root. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Unpunished. It's been good. It looks good over on our test. Is this still installing? I forgot to check on it. An MK Docs site. That's kind of a cool. I'll have to look at it. Is this even working? What? I think giving it 4 gigs of memory was a mistake. Oh yeah, we only gave it 4 gigs. Should be like probably like 8128, 90. Actually, 8192. Let's just save the state and relaunch. 4 gigs is just not enough for Windows these days. If you got a 4 gig machine, yeah, you need to. Oh. All right. You need to be just using Linux at that point. Let's see. All right. That should be enough now. Where is the... I don't think we have the VM tools installed yet on the old Windows 10 Home. Our processor count's really low too. I'm fired. You think... Just a moment. We're just gonna suspend it again. Let's just start suspending the state of Windows during an install. I know, but I just don't want this to take forever. Don't do this at home, kids. Not a wise idea, but at the same time, at this point, I'm like, I really want to edit this. It's still not gonna allow me because it's in a suspended state. Yeah, we're just gonna have to let it run. Let's look at that, Faye. I'm kind of curious. MK Docs. Okay. Yeah, very similar. I like the layout though. See, this is what I like. I want like the whole book of stuff to look at, and then on the page itself, I want a table of contents over on the right side. That's it. I mean, and honestly, there's no issue. I could use MK Docs for that, but I'll probably just use Hugo just because it's kind of what I know, and I really kind of like the setup. It's really simple for me. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. And you know what I'm gonna do? Let's just paste these TOML files. Should we just call it wiki.christitus.com? Should we call it Windows Utility? That's the question. Let's do a straw poll. I want your feedback. What are we gonna do for the name of the website? This is gonna be an address. It'll either be wiki.christitus.com or winutil.christitus.com. Or we could do like winutilwiki.christitus.com. So this would be the website kind of thing. What do we want the full address to be? Kind of torn. Vote there. Yeah, Winutil. I mean, that's kind of what it's for. It's just Winutil. The only thing I'm like wiki with is like if there is something else, some other project I want to add into there, I could add like a little button at the top. But honestly, I can just create a new subdomain and just say that. So no, probably Winutil would be the one to go with. So yeah, for me, I probably would vote for that one. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just wanted to think out loud there. I think I might actually get like a bot of some sort to just cold chat, and then people could just spam 1, 2, or 3, and it would just pull it all in. I want to say there was a way to do that with Twitch chat with like an IRC bot. Probably like Nightbot does it or something. I'll look into that for the next stream probably. I think straw poll's a little bit better so people on mobile could actually vote on it, but I know going to another website kind of sucks. It would be so much easier if you just were like one in chat and it would just do it. Yeah. All right. I think that's going to do that. How are we doing on our install? This is broken. Just powered off. I'm just like, I have not number of processors too. I don't know why it sets it up this way. It's just silly. Let's just give it half of what we got. I need to get a new computer at some point in time. I do enough VM work that I can justify spending a little bit. And we don't have 8 gigs of space for... Oh, all right. Must not have 8 gigs of space left in the... No way. It's a 64 gig install, right? Current size 11.2, sys free. No, 1 processor, 6 cores. These are virtual cores. So hyper threading, like a 5600X, you technically have 1 processor with, it's technically 6 cores, but there's hyper threading, so it's actually 12 virtual cores. This total processor cores is virtual. So that's I wish they did a better job explaining that. But you know, I mean, it's not bad. All right. What's happening here? Cannot create anonymous paging file. Insufficient system resources exist. Failed to allocate main memory. Failed to start machine. Do I not have enough memory on this machine? I think I only have 16 gigs. I mean, I technically have 9.2 available. Fine. You get 66656. There's that much. Hey, look at that. Give it 666 memory. It's what it deserves. Note to self, like I said, I do need to send that one memory stick back into Corsair. Okay, here's our startup for the Windows 11 Home. Let's get going here. Let's see if it gives us the local account set up. Look at that. Liking it. Perfection. Oh, chef's kiss on that ISO. Did everything I wanted it to do. Yeah, that's what the actual install should be. Perfect. That is just greatness. How are we looking? What's our task? Should be like 120 for stock settings on performance. Might have 114, just a little bit less. About to be expected. We don't want to jack around with that too much. Let's just install our VMware tools here. Let's just go. It does feel snappy, and I think this will be perfect. Exactly what I wanted from an ISO maker. No nonsense, just a couple little basic options. There's some good advanced options there, but all right. Crash Explorer with us. All right, now auto run that. And that should fix a lot of the sluggishness of the VM. Always be installing your VM tools. Whether you're in QEMU, VMware, VirtualBox, whatever your poison is. I wonder on the store, yeah. Right now, we don't have internet access. Let's take a peek at our device manager. Should have a whole bunch of, yeah, base system and Ethernet. That's just the VMware issues. All right, let's just give this a reboot. Our Explorer's crashing. It did not like me doing that on the fly. Come on. Well, there might be a provision package here that we remove that's causing issues. If it's not able to pull in our DVD drive, possibly a bad service. We'll see. Give it a second. I'll let it time out here, but I want to say Explorer's going to crash again. Figures. But it could just be a VMware thing as well. All right, let's just crash it. Let's try. Can we browse it? We can. Just do it through the run command and see what happens. Let's just go with typical. Yeah, the taskbar is going to be bloated. Well, we're not going to restart just yet. Let's see if a Winutil runs. What's that running? It should just be PowerShell, right? PowerShell. Yeah. Not running as admin. Let's try to run it as admin. Did not like it. All right, let's try an RRM for this. Yes? Yeah.
That's at 99.7, so I'm gonna give him some meds and I clean the house.
Okay.
He's not going to family night. Did you and Zoe want to still go, or do you want me just to say all of us aren't going?
Oh, probably. Let's just, because everybody's been kind of sick this week, let's just not. We'll just add a caution, and then just say we'll do it.
That's what I was thinking, but
Yeah.
okay, dokie.
Alrighty, my love.
And he was like, "Can I get some pho? That made me feel better."
Yeah, I'll order some pho.
He's milking it a little bit.
Hamming it up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think my son's sick. Bummer. Cannot be resolved. Oh, well, we don't have any internet. Durr. Well, no wonder. It's not working. I wonder why. Well, yeah, kind of need internet. You kind of need a network connection to go out to the internet. That's not going to work out well for me. All right, on reboot, it should be fine. Lars, thanks for the tier 1, man. Oh, man, we still don't have internet. What's happening there? What is the deal? Really? It shows NAT. No connections, huh? This is the worst. Like, just get me the old one. NCPA CPL. This is amazing. We got no adapters. This crap, I don't know. Sometimes the new is just awful. I gotta fix this. It's bugging me. Let me clean this up just a hair. All right, there. Feels better. It's like, please. Creature of habit, man. All right. It did a pretty good job. There is, when I made that .NET executable, there was a command I ran that unpinned everything from the start menu, like a bulk un command. Probably would run that next. Let's see what our device manager. Yeah, there it is. Browse. Let's just try to do it. Update. Cannot find. Well, search Windows Update for me. Yeah. Let's search the internet to see if we can't find that. That's not going to work out so well, huh? Yeah, this is the ISO for MicroWin. Probably the easiest way to do this. Don't judge me, but like a 3DP chip net bundled driver. It's not the worst thing in the world. That'd probably be the easiest way to solve it. Yeah, you think the VMware settings should have installed the network one, but it didn't. Like, let's Let's see here. Let's just say reinstall tools. Let's just browse drivers. Does it still crash on going into the drive? Yeah. Still crashes on the drive too. And the fact we don't have a driver. What? Yeah, let's just close this. We'll just relaunch. Yeah. Let's just open that. Yeah, I went ahead and elevated anyways. Let's do the complete. Maybe doing the typical. It left out the Ethernet driver. I mean, you'd think the typical would include that though, right? Let's just modify. Let's see. So the NIC driver's there. Yeah. Maybe it's passing through the NAT from my onboard driver. Possibly. Okay. I think I know what's up. So my onboard NIC driver that it's passing through in VMware, I use a 10G on that machine back there, and it's a PCI card. I think what it's doing is it's only passing through the onboard 1G that is just not even plugged in. Yeah, I bet that's it. 1 second. It's always something silly. Does that fix it? Go away, big globe with a exclamation. Does that fix our problem? Oh no. It still wouldn't fix it because it's the actual driver. All right. Fine. I'm tired of messing with it. We're gonna cheese it, guys. By the way, winutil.grosstypes.com is the one to go with. Okay. That's gonna be our new site. 3DP chip, net driver, net download. Anybody ever use 3DP net bundled driver? Am I alone in this? The bundled network driver is not that terrible. No. All right. Well, what this driver is, it's 122 megs, and it bundles all of the most common network drivers out there into one executable. So if you ever have a system, if you have a thumb drive, I usually just toss this bundled net driver on there, run it, and then it installs whatever network driver I'm missing. Usually the network driver, sometimes you need to update it afterwards. It's not like the best driver out there, but it usually gets you to a spot. Now, you might be thinking, why not use like Snappy Driver Origin tool or something like that? The problem with that is you have to already know the hardware. You already had to downloaded the whole thing, which the whole bundle, if you downloaded all drivers, is like, 20 gigs. That's kind of too much. So this little net bundle driver at 100 megs is kind of what I use it for. I still prefer the Snappy Driver Origin or tool approach, but the net driver just kind of gets me out of oh crap, I'm on a client side. I don't want to sit here on my laptop and then be doing thing back and forth with the server. I just need this driver to work. This net driver kind of just fixes it for me. Usually. Let's see. Famous last words, right? Let's see if we just pass through that downloads folder. Can we pass through our downloads folder? Let's just power this guy off. And I think we can just do a little pass through on the VM setting. Let's just do that by manage or settings. I think it's just a little tab. We could also assign. We can do a bridge network too. But let me see if I can't show off this tool first. Shared folders. Let's enable it. Let's just add our downloads folder. Downloads. What this does is it maps our local drive to our VM on startup. So then we should have downloads as like a mapped drive, probably like E or F or something. Yeah, Snappy Driver tool doesn't always work. Always good to have options. Always remember there's always another way. Always another way to fix something. So if we did that right, if we go here, we should have something. There it is. Took a little bit, huh? So we'll open this and then we should have downloads. Wake up! Come on! Man, this ISO I made is amazing. I think it broke Explorer. I think there's a provision package that was needed. Damn it. Alright. Or it could just be internet too. Let's see. Let's see if our little bundled net driver will work. We're just going to go expand this to here. See if it can't find our network device. Yeah, it's not installed directly on the hard drive. It's not passed through or anything. This is just running VMDK file, I'm sure. It's kind of cursed to see a network drive without a network card. True. Yeah, it's on a hard drive. That would be kind of messed up. I guess I could have tossed it on like an iSCSI, but I have a 2 terabyte NVMe in there now. After all the problems we've had this past year, I just bit the bullet, got a big NVMe, 2 big NVMe drives, one for Linux, one for Windows, and just said, done. So what this driver does, launches, it should just detect something, update it, hit finish, and then when you go into our device manager, we should have a network driver. Look at that. So now we have that, and we have a network connection. Pretty cool tool, right? 3DP net. Now it does have like a 3DB chip thing. It's like a bad snappy driver, and there's a lot of bad ads, salacious ads on their website. So make sure you're using an ad blocker. If you do use this and you're going to their website to download, I just use the net bundle driver for it, and that's all I use. And then typically I come back and do something different after. But in a pinch, I'll do that, which you just saw. That was kind of nice. Let's check for updates. All right, we're doing that, and then we also have a cumulative update. I'm gonna just see if we let the updates run, and then we run the Windows utility, do our tweaks. Let's see what happens. So my order of progress on a new install would be custom ISO, directly in, make sure all your drivers are in, update the system. Honestly, this is the same process I use for Linux as well. Always update your system to the latest. You're just gonna run into a lot less issues. If you don't have this good process in place, probably the best example I can give is, you remember when Linus did that thing with Linux where he blew out and destroyed the system? The reason why, he found a bug in APT, so it's not entirely on him, but at the same time, most sysadmins, you would just never, we would never see that problem to begin with for that bug, because every system we install the system, we get the drivers, we do our updates. Before installing anything, before configuring anything, that's just, I've yet to run into a sysadmin that doesn't follow those 3 steps. There's nothing else. We're not like starting to load games on a fresh install without updating it. So those are the 3 things we always do. And whether it's Windows, Linux, even Mac, I still do it. I just won't do like a big update going like from like Monterey to whatever the new hotness on Mac is. I don't even know. Big Sur 2. I don't know what weird name they got now. But needless to say, always do your updates, and then mess around with the image and do your tweaks and things after all your updates are done. That's typically when I would go ahead and do my tweaks and those types of things. As a wannabe sysadmin, I always run unstable kernels with outdated software. True. I mean, we all run into our own flaws too, so, you know, nobody's perfect. That was pretty hilarious, though. Yeah, he nuked Xorg, I think it was. The display render. Can't display anything. It was pretty funny. We are all human. We all make mistakes. You've seen me make, I don't know how many mistakes on these streams, too. Oh my god, how many times have I nuked my install here? Quite a few. Yeah, baseline system is really important. You might notice these 2 VMs over on the left-hand side here. I always have these stock systems. All they do is run system updates. I never install anything. I never run a tweak on them. I never do anything with those starred VMs, because I want to know what 99% of the people out there are running into with my toolbox. So what I do is usually, let's say I want the new stock, I'll do a clone. I'll just take this and go, you know what? Go ahead and clone this for me, and then I'll run my tweaks and see what's going on. And then I'm like, okay, That's my problem. And then I'll have a stock 23H2 or whatever it might be, and then just have all that. And then if someone has an issue with a certain version of Windows, I can just spin up the stock version of it, run the tweaks. Oh, that worked fine. There must be something else going on. Or, oh, it's just something specific with that version on stock that I just wasn't able to replicate on my machine, but I could in a VM. So these are really nice. Highly recommend it. Man, these cumulative updates always take forever too. All right. Let's see what else. Well, let's start getting other things set up. We still got to do that YouTube video today, guys, too. Yeah. I always recommend people running their own scripts there, Steven, too. You know what? I think on the wiki, I'll come back to this. Maybe I'd just do it real quick. Yeah, we'll come back to it. Let's just go through. Let's update our README for now. We could always come back and set up the wiki. I just like don't have the brain capacity for it. Speaking of limitations, let's just close out of this stuff. I don't think there's anything open that I'm like, okay. Let's just go to our test utility. Start updating our documentation if there's anything we need to do. Open recent, Winutil. Ugh, actually, you know what? Just whenever I'm working on something, I really like my NeoVim is nice when I know exactly what I want. What do you think about Unraid? I need to try Unraid again. You know, that's one thing, Ed. I was pretty harsh on him in the past. I think I called him like a hobbyist project or something like that. But it's not fair to them. Unraid can be a very cool setup. And a buddy of mine at my work, he swears by Unraid. And while I used to, I think, talk trash about them, I really need to give it a fair shake again. It's been many years, and you know, usually I would just be like, install Proxmox or SCP-NG or something like that. That would be a better virtualization type setup. For those that only have like one really big system host and they want to host everything right there and split it up to different things, Unraid's not a bad tool for that. And I really need to try it. It's just the pricing is a little wonky. I think it's only like $70, which is like ultra cheap in the VMware world. But I just haven't gone back to spend the money and actually give it a legit review, because I do need to just go buy it and then give it a review. Let's see here. Let's go. Sorry. Yeah, Unraid was good as a growing system since the drivers didn't have to be all the same size. There's a lot of cool things. Unraid's a really good starter thing for those that don't have many assets. I highly recommend as a starting point XCP-NG if you have like a dedicated, like a throwaway from work or something. Like yesterday I just tossed it was like a 9-year server, 9-year-old server, but it was a 32 core 64 thread server system, full depth. And you know, that server, you could have, if I was an aspiring sysadmin or just wanted like a dev environment as a developer, that would have been really cool to spin up like an XCP-NG instance and just kind of leave it off in my garage or some closet or something. That would have been a neat way to expand having a test environment. Now, I already have a test environment, so I don't need something like that. And it's not something, since it was a client site, I don't feel comfortable taking that stuff and handing it to anybody, so I can't really use it for YouTube or to give out on like Twitch or something, since obviously there was sensitive client information in there that needs to be professionally destroyed, and we need like a custody thing for it. So those types of things. But if I was just using it for home lab stuff, I could have probably taken that inside. And if you are aspiring to do something like that, just check the used market for a throwaway host system that you can toss, you know, a legit hypervisor on. And Unraid's neat, like I said, for those that want to do that. And again, my buddy at work has a legit host and he's running Unraid on it. I just, you know, haven't put enough time in to really give it a proper proper review. Unrated is amazing. Yeah, and I'm sure it is, and a lot of people swear by it. So, like I said, I don't want to talk trash about it. Because I think I trashed it on Twitter once, and then like the official unrated account came in, and it was hilarious. The guy, whoever's running their social media, God bless, they deserve a raise. Instead of like getting defensive or saying, "Oh, you didn't look at it," the guy just like put like a Chris Farley gif, and he just like looked at it. He's like, "Oh, oh," and looked away. It was funny. I felt bad after that. I was like, all right, I'm not going to talk trash about their product because, like I said, there are people that really love it. I love Unraid personally. It's geared towards data hoarders, media hoarders. I plan to switch to Proxmox eventually. Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I land on it. I think it's great for intro people because it is extremely user friendly, and the licensing fee. Some people balk at like $70. I mean, it's like nothing in the grand scheme of things. Look at, if you ever want to like have your draw drop, look at VMware licensing. You'll go bankrupt if you try to do that. So, like I said, very affordable, and I do need to give it a fair shake. All right, what am I doing? All right, let's look at our issues. Unable to resolve issues, TLS issues. This is like an India one. This one, there is one more issue I keep running in. If WinGet says there's a bug in new Windows versions where WinGet is installed by default, but not functional. The twos run the toolbox and click the what's the button called? I don't remember. We just made it Tuesday, but I can't remember what the button was called. Let's just screen cap that. Can we do, oh geez, what is this? Just want to mark up something. Okay, not that. Oh, this sucks. This tool sucks. All right. Let's just go into tools. We'll just go. I think there's an image editor built into here. There we go. That's good. We'll just copy that. And probably the easiest way to do, if I was on Linux, this would be easier, but such is life. Let's come. We'll do winget reinstall button. That's probably terrible grammar, but that's fine. Take it easy, Lars. All right. What was the big changes here? Okay. Oh, this is on the main branch. We're on the main branch? Oh. Bro. We can go ahead and publish this, though. Oh, we need to do a fetch. Come on, where's my recent? It should be like 1130 branch. Yeah, here it is. Let's just bring those to test, please. There we go. All right. Sorry. Now we're going to go to test branch. We got the README file here. The reason why I did it this way is I wanted to add this image, and probably the easiest way to do that is just by doing it this way. I'm just going to do a direct commit, and then a lot of wasted space there, though. What's the best way? I guess that's fine. Yeah, the values, we have two values in the JSON file, Monk. There's one for WinGet, one for Chocolatey. So that's the reason why we have those. So the failover, it would be like just a basic if-else statement, or we could do a switch statement and say, hey, it depends on how we set up the switch between WinGet and Chocolatey. If it fails Chocolatey, possibly just do a return of fails, then it would go. But the problem is, like this issue I just put in here, is it shows that it's installed. WinGet says it's installed, so it doesn't actually error out. And that's kind of one of the big issues. All right, that's fine. Support. Install. Now we need to do the microwin documentation as well. So if we look here, let's do micro-win. I almost feel like putting this as a new section, but since it's like we have updates and stuff here, it's hard to explain. Does not download the ISO for you, but uses the official Microsoft Windows ISO you can obtain from Microsoft. What's Microsoft's download site? Download Windows 11 ISO. Just say that. The thing I hate about linking to Microsoft's websites is they always change the addresses. It's like they get bored, like every couple months they change it. Same with their knowledge base. They've moved their knowledge base so many times, it's like almost impossible to do anything. It's like, really? Yeah, let's just say multiple versions. I'm not sure about the language. I'm pretty sure it does, but supports multiple versions and languages. And languages. What else do we need to say about micro-win? So it's a minimal ISO creation tool like NT Lite and others. It does not download the ISO for you tool. You were required to, and you can obtain it here. Supports multiple versions, languages. What else do we need to say? Options include removing built-in AppX packages, Edge, and Defender. And for people that don't know what AppX is, Microsoft Store. Actually, we just say something like that. Looks pretty good. All right, that should be good. We'll just do a README update. Cool. Alrighty. Beautiful. It does give it like a little features here too. But I think that bullet point should get it. Do you still use Manjaro? Man, I hadn't used Manjaro in a long time. Just pure Arch these days, usually. Does Explorer stop crashing? Actually, with the last one, what was the last one we used? It wasn't even Arch. We used a System D version that was free of it. What was that called? God bless, you think I'd remember it. I want to say Bazite. That's a different, like, Steam Deck spin. Artix, yeah, Artix. Thank you, guys. Chat knows more than I do. What's new? All right. So we've got our updated README file. Let's just go back. Let's do a refresh on the test branch. It actually looks better now. I probably should update this screen as well. I guess we can do that real fast, because this is the old look. What we're doing before we jump in and make a video, I gotta make a video because I gotta shut stuff down soon. Ah. All right, whatever. Screenshot's not important. Chris, focus. Focus. Ah. All right, let's see here. So we got that. The big commit, let's look at those commits real fast. We're going to be looking at, it's this big test commit. Conti, we need to look at 20 some files changes, 3,653 additions, and 138 deletions on this last commit. Yeah, we got quite a bit of work here. Where is the bulk of that micro-win? Let's see. So I want to pull all this up before trying to do a video. You'll have to excuse me here. I think this is the first time we're actually trying to do a curated video for the main channel on live on stream, so this is going to be a hot mess. You guys can make fun of me in chat. I'll just leave chat up on the screen. It's going to add something to the video. And I want to say, let's pull up Conti. I want to give him credit for micro-win, because he did a lot of commits for that. What was his other project here? Arch Linux script. Ah, look at that. I didn't even know that. Looks like he's using, looking like he's grabbing some of my, I recognize that structure. That's cool. All right, cool. structuring this out, we need to start thinking of that. The big one he did a big commit here. Nope. Let me just find his commit. Yeah, I think it was so far back. Yeah, I think it's right in here. Yeah, he did several commits here for the micro win. I think it was 3 major commits. 1184, I think, is the bulk of it. Yeah, 1184 should be the biggest one. He has fixed a ton of issues. That's a great PR I merged into the main branch. How do you know I use Arch? By the way, I use Arch. Although I'm using Windows today. Let's see. What do we add in Ashland? Let's see. WSL manager. Oh, I didn't even know they had a manager. I'm gonna have to check that guy out. And then we also got Space Drive. Alpha Stage File Manager. Cool. All right. Sorry, I get sidetracked. Commits. This is the biggest one right here. This is a big change. All right, we got that. We need to have everything kind of pulled up already for this video, so it's not just a hot mess. Unlike my live streams, huh? All right. Whatever happened with our virtual machine? I forget what we were doing. I think it was still. Going here. Yeah, this was. All right, we're gonna test some stuff. You guys usually don't see this. Yeah, this is big. Smaller. All right. Get those transitions in. I don't know if I have time for this micro win test. Yeah, it should be fine. Big Titus. That's what I should name it on there. Keep your computer powered on, guys. Yeah, sorry about you. We got to make a video. We're just gonna crash it right in the middle of updates. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't break something at least. All right, we've got everything cleaned up here. I do have chat on that side of things, but I like it kind of like this. Probably the best for the video. And I don't think we need anything from old VS Code. We're going to clear that out. We'll have this set up, ready to go. Maybe I have it going in the background already. I should have scripted something or jot down something I'm going to say. But often, a lot of times, I just kind of shoot from the hip on YouTube. So what are the main points we got to get across here? New users. Everybody popping in the chat today has asked about MicroWin. Obviously, that's going to be the big update. How do I want to pitch it for people that never heard of me or any of the tools? Probably just be like, hey, this is the most ultimate Windows utility ever. Plus Ultra. A bunch of adjectives added in there. And then go into explaining the different versions of the tool. Nobody cares about that. The different things the tool does, I think. I like showing running the command in the video. Gives the new people, hey, yeah, see how to run the tool. I agree. Instead of just having it up and going, we'll just launch into it. There's one thing that bugs me that I don't want to hear about in the comments. Would be WinGet upgrade PowerShell. Let's see. Shoot. I probably. I can't do install, can I? Actually, I think I added something in the package where I can just update. Oh no, I can just upgrade all. That sucks. You know what? We'll just do this. Please uninstall the package and install the newer version. Really? That's the solution? WinGet? That sucks. Fine. We'll just do that. Oh, no. I can't upgrade PowerShell because of that. And if I do an upgrade, I'm not going to have enough time to make the video. Oh. Alright, whatever. My OCD's just got to go sit to the side. Alright, let's make this video. Here we go. Alright.
How long was that? I think it was a 5-6 minute video. I think that's good. I think we're just gonna do a one-shot take on that one. What do y'all think? We're gonna go double chat, huh? Keep the stupid update comment. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of left everything there, man. So, yeah, whatever was in here, it's just gonna make it in the YouTube video. I think I'm gonna start doing YouTube videos like this when we do them on the main channel. We'll just do like you get a little peek behind the camera of how I make the video, and we'll see how that turns out. I think that should be good. If it looks terrible in the edit, I'll probably just have to reshoot offline. But either way, I think we summarized and was pretty. I didn't repeat myself. That's the thing I hate about YouTube videos, is when people repeat themselves. Never, ever, ever want to repeat myself, especially in like a 5 or 10 minute video. I'm like, come on, wrap it up, get to the point. Got places to be. Speaking of which, places to be, guys, I gotta get to the gym. So I'm gonna shut it down for today. Thanks for everybody hanging out today. I know we didn't get as much done today as I wanted, but I feel like we wrapped up enough with MicroWin, did some testing of it. I do feel like it's in a pretty good spot. Oh yeah, it was right in the middle of updates and I shut things down. Let's launch that and just see what happens. It'd be funny if it was like in a boot loop. Should be fine. I bet it'll just roll back the changes. Sometimes it goes ahead and pushes through the update though. Might want to say something when it tells new Twitch chatters that a video is going. So anything they say will be, well, Snow Puppy, I think we started out. Everybody knew we were going to do the video. So if you were lurking in there, I think most people knew they could just pop in and say whatever it is. Although I guess I should, yeah, I'll mention it next time, Snow Puppy. It's probably a good idea. Did someone pop in? It'd be funny. Oh yeah, Saul came in. Archlinks penguin piping. Say, hey, I gotta find out what I broke. I removed Edge and MS apps. Those are great. They're great comments for the video. It said something went wrong. Yeah, that's I shut it down right in the middle of an update. So update and restart. It does look like it works though. I think that MicroWin ISO is pretty solid. For VM stuff, it does look like it debloated some of the drivers. So that could be problematic for people. I do need to make a video going over probably the network 3dpchip.net. Although that's like a 3-minute video. I don't even know how maybe I'll make it a clip on Titus Tech Talk. Because I think we kind of talked about it on this stream about how we got our network driver working when it was kind of busted. Did that already reboot? Oh geez, that was quick. So looking at it, what's our process count? 93. And I don't think we even ran the utility yet, did we? Yeah, we should have run it as admin, but that's okay. Now it's installing Chocolatey. This is a fresh install. All right, great. And let's just go tweaks, desktop, add and activate, power, and then run tweaks. Oh yeah, let's see. Is that still crashing the Explorer? Yeah, it is. So the Explorer crash is something, it removed a provisioned package. Gonna have to fix that. Who runs mouse acceleration? Somebody wanted the feature. I don't know. Crazy people. Oh yeah, you know what? I bet you it canceled the cumulative update, gamer. I bet you $1 million that's what happened. Let's see. There it is. Yeah, the cumulative update got broken. So on reboot, that's when it'll go. Now, if we look though, what's our app processes down? Yeah, still around 90s. So we're good. All right, well, I'm gonna let that go. Nobody cares about my cumulative update. I'm sure that will fix the Explorer. If not, be looking for a commit later tonight before that video goes live. I don't know when we'll push that video out, but we'll see. Windows 7, 50 processes. Yeah, Windows 7, you can actually get about 20 or 30 processes. You can get pretty down there. Windows 11, if you debloat, like heavy debloat, you can get around 40. I think I've gotten into the mid 30s. That's not very stable, mind you, and there's still a lot of things missing in the mid 30s and 40s, honestly. But you can get there. Yeah, yeah. I think I did a video called Extreme Debloat where I showcased that. But all right, well, I got to get going, guys. I got to get there by 4:30, and it's like 10 minutes away. So I got 5 minutes to change. Better do a Superman change. All right, y'all. See you guys next week. If you see me streaming on the weekend, I'll probably be streaming some like Age of Empires 4. I'm getting okay. I'm not terrible anymore. Ish. So you might see me stream some games this weekend. But with that, guys, see you in the next one. Love y'all. Have a great one. And if I don't see you before next Tuesday, well, I'll just see you next Tuesday. Deuces.